See, Zodiac, your mind, it is like a gun. And you want to load it up with little itty bitty bullets of knowledge.
What's going on, family? It's your guy Boro, the Lucky Libra. Thank you for tuning into another episode. As y'all can see by the title, we picking the Deacon Series back up, alright? The 3 different types to your zodiac sign, and this is based off of the degree of what your sun, moon may be. This is not just for your sun sign, so it depends on whatever planet you have at a certain degree. There's going to be 3 different temperatures to every zodiac constellation. So from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and 20 to 30, these are 3 different sections of a constellation, and they have different planetary rulers, all right? And when we look at 0 through 10, we could say this is like the young stages of the young adolescent stages of a constellation. When we get to 10 through 20, we're more so dealing with more adult, mature stages. When we go through 20 to 30, we're more so dealing with elderly stages, all right? Now, all stages can have their pros and cons, whether it's quote-unquote young or elderly, okay? So we're going to break down the characteristics, and today we're picking up with my water signs, all right? So let's get right into it, and we'll be starting with my beloved, nurturing, vibration tone setting Cancers, all right? The crabs. Now, Cancers, cardinal water, ruled by the moon. We know cardinal signs, leader signs. They initiate, they start, okay? But Cancer's water, so it's the leader of the emotion, leader of the vibrations. So Cancers are always trying to invoke a new way to feel about something. So Cancers, when they step into the room, either they're going to change their environment or they just going to detach, okay? There's really no gray areas for Cancer when it comes to their emotions, all right? So when we look at them being ruled by the moon deals with reacting and responding. So Cancers react and respond to their emotional stability, to their emotional well-being. Based off how they feel about things is going to heavily dictate how they express themselves and how they deal with people, okay? Especially when we talk about people, places, and things they've let into their private space. They've let into their center, all right? Now, 0 through 10 degrees Cancers is ruled by the moon. Okay, 0 through 10 degrees Cancer is ruled by the moon. This is the young adolescent stage of the Cancer. Very young and raw with their emotion. Very young and raw with how they express their emotion, okay? These Cancers could wear their emotions on the sleeve. It ain't no can. They do wear their emotions on the sleeve. They don't hesitate to let you know how they feel. They don't hesitate to express how they feel. They're very responsive to situations connecting to their emotions. Okay, the 0 through 10 Cancers is only so long that they could hold on to some emotion before they express some shit, express how they feel, and that filter ain't that long. It ain't that long with the 0 through 10 Cancers. All right, and like we said, all of these energies, every single thing that I say could play out, positive or negative. It depends the situation. It depends the relationship. It depends the environment. Okay, it depends the reasoning behind these things, but these are just the natural energies that's going to be influenced in these decans. So the 0 through 10 Cancer wears the emotion on their sleeve, very young and raw with the way they express their emotion. Okay, they take a lot of family responsibility. Okay, they naturally feel a real duty to connect to issues within the home, issues connected to people, places, and things that they truly care about. Okay, 0 through 10 Cancers can truly get lost in their emotions. Got some notes here. I just got to make sure, you know. Yeah, the 0 through 10 Cancers can really get, they could overthink, their mind could get lost thinking about their goddamn emotions. Okay, so y'all 0 through 10 Cancers got to make sure when y'all feel away, it got to make sure it's being released in a positive outlet, or you're finding ways to cultivate it. Because, you know, for you guys, when y'all don't have that release, that throws your whole mood off. That throws everything off. When somebody did you wrong and you realized it and you ain't get a chance to confront and express it, that shit gonna be fucking with the 0 through 10 Cancer all day. They got to call that nigga. They have to have that talk with that person. It's like, nah, I gotta get this off because you're wilding. You made me feel away. This situation made me feel away. Let's address this. So the Cancer once again raw directing, addressing situations involving their emotions. These Cancers can cook. These Cancers throw it down. 0 through 10 Cancers, even if they don't cook the best, they have the nature to want to provide for themselves and learn how to cook and hook shit up. But for the most part, they can cook. And the reason why Cancers manifest into, you know, all the 0 through 30 degrees, any degree of Cancer, because Cancer is dealing with nurture, is dealing with affection, is dealing with the home environment, okay? Is dealing with catering to the emotional well-being. And when we deal with food, meals, feeding others, that's a sense of nurture. That's a state of nurture. So this is why naturally Cancers are gonna manifest into you know, being great with their culinary skills. They love to host and make, you know, people that they connected to feel at home, and this is one of the ways. This is one of their go-tos. All right. One of my closest bros, one of my teammates in college, you know, and y'all know how it is for those of y'all that went to college. Y'all know we got to get it how we live, but when it comes to food and whatnot, you know, some weeks you gotta oodles noodles it up. But for the most part, you know, he was a Cancer and he was chefing. He was chefing up. He was getting groceries and chefing up. All right. He was knocking on niggas' doors. Yo, bro, some spaghetti on top of the stove. Shout out to my bro Z if you watching this. Spaghetti on the door on the stove. If y'all want to go ahead. Cancer is the nurturing. This is just the natural archetype. You feel me? But the 0 through 10 is serious about trying to provide nurture or connect emotion at some type of ways from meals, eating, or whatnot. So that's their shit right there. 0 through 10 Cancers can cook. And yeah, you guys, another thing about the 0 through 10 Cancers, y'all don't care about how y'all look when y'all express the emotion. Y'all don't care, like, it's to y'all is like expressing the emotion rawly. It's not even a word. I'm making up so much motherfucking words on this shit. But they express their emotion so raw that that to them makes them feel more genuine and real. It's not about how they look doing it or whatnot. Them getting the real emotion off their chest. So it don't matter how they come off to others and how they look. To themselves, they're like, y'all look at me like I'm bugged because I deal with my emotion in a real way. I deal with my real emotion and thoughts and express it and connect it in a real way. Don't look at me like, that's why they don't care about how it's received more so. It's more so priority of them making sure they reacted to how they felt about something. All right. And two celebrities I wrote down that have that 0 through 10 Cancers: Elon Musk and Mike Tyson. So when we talk about Mike Tyson, like, how raw is he expressing his emotion? How he feel? Raw, huh? Pretty direct, huh? Pretty unfiltered, huh? Does it look like Mike Tyson not about to react and respond to some shit he really feel? He not about to express himself? And you know what? That guy always kind of has some wisdom to him. That would be a good natal chart breakdown. I definitely looked at Mike's chart before. But I just can't remember certain things off the top of my head. He got a stellium somewhere with Uranus in there. That's why I know he a little wacky off the top of his head. But on top of his Cancer sun, his young Cancer sun that's expressing raw emotion. Cancers, if y'all watch athletes, singers, artists that perform a lot, watch the Cancers, watch how Cancers do what they do when it comes to like performing, or when it comes to athletes that are Cancers. Y'all gonna see they play with their heart. Y'all gonna see they perform with their heart. Cancer rules the heart chakra. Okay, so this is another reason why I like whatever's around that area, it can't just stay attached and clutter the home environment, the private space. So just like how cancers don't like their physical private space being cluttered, how they make sure like the whole house could be out of order, but when you go into the cancer person's bedroom in that house, there's gonna be some motherfucker order in that room. That space needs to be clear. So this correlates to the internal energies as well. Cancers can't feel all clustered within themselves, and when they do, that affects the mood crazy. That affects the mood crazy. So this is why my cancers, I tell y'all gotta learn to detach, because y'all all about connection, and there's no gray area for y'all. So when y'all connect to people, places, and things, y'all bring that shit right into y'all private space. So y'all experience times in life where y'all have to realize, damn, I let this person, place, thing get too inside, too close. All right, they didn't even deserve this. They didn't even deserve all this nurturing. And then you go through them experiences having to detach. This could be something that's relevant with all water signs, but definitely with cancers, it plays out in different ways, and this is how it would play out with a cancer. Okay, so those like the 0 through 10 degrees cancers, real raw with how they express the emotion, wear the emotion on the sleeve. Okay, really feel a duty to connect. Like these type of cancers, when I say they feel a duty to connect to family, I mean they feel a duty to connect to family members that don't even be rocking with them that hard. If they have brothers or parents that wasn't even like, that may have did foul shit to them and whatnot, like these cancers still be trying to mend them relationships. Like it take them a minute to detach from a real either abusive, traumatic, negative relationship. If it's a family member, it's like it take a lot for them to detach to them, because that's like they just feel it's ruled. This the Deacon ruled by the moon. So the things that they emotionally connected to, when they connected, they connected. So it takes some experiences for them to jump out of that. If it's needed for them to have to exit a situation like that, they'll struggle with it if it was something they were emotionally connected to, in comparison to the other decans of Cancer. All right, we back in action now. 10 through 20 degree cancers. Okay, these are your Mars Plutonian, okay, Scorpion like cancers. Okay, we know Mars deal with your passions, your intentions, your willpower, how you take your actions. Okay, deals with how you approach your goals. Mars, how you deal with your deep desires. Okay, and when Mars don't get to meet its passions, goals, or where it sets intentions on, it turns into anger and frustration. So these are the two spectrums of Mars, and then we have Pluto, which is pretty much the higher octave of Mars. All right, but it's dealing with long-term energy. It's a generational planet. We know the generational planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, they don't move as quick as as quick as the Sun, as quick as Mercury, as quick as Venus and Mars. No, they move way different. So these more so going to deal with long-term things. So Pluto going to deal with long-term transformation. So these cancers will flip to anger the quickest. These cancers meet anger the quickest. All right. So the 0 through 10 Cancer is going to be very expressive of their emotions, but they're seeking to connect more because they're ruled by the moon. So they will not be passive, but they will not blow up on a response or something somebody did as quick as the Mars Pluto Cancer, because they're looking to seek and connect to what the real issue is. Now the Mars and Pluto Cancer, we know Mars ain't really dealing with patience here. We know Mars is already debilitated in Cancer. So this is what we have to understand. Mars is already debilitated in Cancer because it's really hard to deal with so much passion when it's really trying to learn emotional well-being. It's trying to learn to to deal with its private energies, its private space, but it still has to learn how to understand anger and frustration and passion. So this is why most Cancers, they don't even want to put themselves in certain situations, connecting to certain people, places, and things, because they don't know It's hard dealing with Mars energy. It's hard dealing with things that they passionate about. Even on a positive scale, like, you know, when Cancers deal with things that they're passionate about, you guys could be really heavy in emotion or the thought about how you're going to deal with it, how you're going to connect it, express it to the world creatively. And this is where you could start getting lost in water a little bit, start getting lost in vibes. So that's all Cancers. But the fact that the 10 through 20 degrees is ruled by Cancer, they meeting these situations having to deal with Mars way more. Okay, now these are going to be the Cancers that naturally learn how to push their passions out more than the other Cancers. So that's where the positive is in this one. These Cancers is definitely gonna learn to push their passions out more. These Cancers, they don't feel as vulnerable dealing with their forms of expression and creative expression as the 0 through 10 Cancer might be, because the Cancer period is dealing with is a really reserved internal energy. All right, so when it comes to pushing anything out to the external realm, it has to be a lot of emotion back behind it, or something that kind of forces it to react and respond. When it's dealing with their own creative abilities, their pursuits and whatnot, you know, Cancers could just be in a state where they got to learn to get out that shell. That crab got to learn to get out that shell a little bit to express these things to the world and detach itself from how it feels about it, so it could dive into what it's passionate about. So on a positive and negative spectrum, Cancers are going to deal with some debilitation of Mars, dealing with their passions, how they deal with their goals and intentions. Okay, coming out of their shell, detaching from that reserve space and getting more active in the external realm, getting more active in their career and being more, you know, what's the word? Just getting more familiar, okay, with doing things outside of their comfort zone. Cancers dealing with that word comfortable. Is that home energy, 4th house energy. So yeah, but these Cancers, they passionate about something. They going through their experiences of dealing with their ups and downs with their passions and their vulnerabilities way quicker than the other passions, because way quicker than the other Cancers, because they just rule by Mars. Mars is on go. These Cancers, they deal with super discernment with their feelings and emotions. So the 0 through 10 Cancer, you feel me? The 0 through 10 Cancer, once again, is the young with the emotions. So this Cancer will express themselves, you know, probably way more without a filter, or way more impulsively. That's the word. Way more impulsively. They may react and respond to their feelings and emotions way more impulsively because it's ruled by the moon. But the 10 to 20 Cancer, Mars is dealing with your intentions. Once again, people don't see your intentions until you acted on something or something. You feel me? Or you express some type of energy, but your intentions are within. So these Cancers, they already know they don't like fucking dealing with anger and frustration. They know they don't like being in situations and places and connected to people that's gonna have the potential to make them mad or heated about something. So it's like over here, these Cancers are gonna be the most introverted Cancers. You ain't gonna get that many words out these Cancers unless they really fuck with you. You ain't gonna get that much Cancers. You ain't gonna get that much words out them unless they really fuck with you, or if they making a speech, a monologue, or rambling, or going on about something. Best believe it's something they passionate about. If they talking about something in a relationship, or something about a concept about the world, spirituality, politics, society. Man, if they talking about it, if they making a speech about it, they going on about it. Yeah, they passionate about that shit, because they not wasting their breath on shit like that. Mars don't give energy to things that's not correlated to its goals. Yeah, I gotta understand that. So it's why Aries, Scorpios, and Capricorns, they could detach from a lot of things that don't correlate to their desires quick. No problem. No problem. In different ways, because they use Mars in different ways, but they're all influenced by it. Now, so yeah, these Mars Cancers, they dealing with that. So they're gonna be way more. I want to say cool, calm, and collective, but I would just say way more reserved, way more filling the scene out. We already know Scorpio's fixed water, Mars and Pluto rules here, so it's protecting the emotions for real here. Like, you don't want to fuck with this crap. You don't want to fuck with this crap. The 0 through 10 crab, if you run up on a 0 through 10 Cancer on some crazy shit, they gon' clamp you. They gon' snap at you. But when they realize, like, oh, you wasn't coming from that intention and whatnot, they're like, oh, all right. You trying to go grab something to eat? You want to go connect? It's more nurturing, more caring. These Cancers, you run up on them wrong, not only are they gonna snap at you, but once you tell them like, yo, like, my bad, I didn't mean to run up on you like that. These Cancers, like, they gonna keep going like, motherfucker, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? Running up on people like that. Tapping people on their shoulder, behind their back when I don't know you. Don't know you. Damn. Lucky I don't got my strap on me today. You ever had a gun pulled out on you before? This was gonna be the first time. If you haven't, you lucky. What's wrong with you? So it's super discernment here when we're dealing with the emotions. Mars don't play that. Mars does not play that. You know, people that have like the moon conjunct Mars or Mars in the 4th house can relate to this placement. It's way more vulnerability when it comes to your private space, and all Cancers care about their private space, family, and they emotional well-being. The Mars one, it's gonna come off a little bit. It's gonna come off more mature, quote unquote, more mature with the 0 through 10 age, because with the 10 through 20 degree, because it's not gonna push out the it's not gonna be so open to connect the emotion that the 0 through 10 Cancer may be. All right, the 10 to 20, that's gonna deal with more discernment here. So this is where you see that 10 through 20 maturity that we speak about. Now, you know, it's gonna take a while for them to open up and have long-term, and they have long-term approaches with what they do. So these Cancers, if they doing something, they're rappers, they're doing music, they're whatever they're doing, they're in it for the long haul. They want to connect to relationships and everything that seems like it's gonna be something that's has some longevity to it. All right. Pluto, Mars is a real intentional. Mars and Pluto, real intentional energies, but especially Pluto dealing with long-term intentions, long-term passions, goals, and desires. All right. Yeah, especially relationships. So these Cancers, like, they really size you up before they get into a relationship. For real. Now these Cancers can exhaust themselves with their passions and goals, and they could get content meeting confrontation. All right. I actually know a good number of Cancers personally that fall into this degree. These Cancers do if you're trying to pick a fight with them, if you're trying to bully them, okay, if you're trying to, you know, see if they soft or not, good luck, because they don't play that. I'm telling you, these Cancers don't play that. All right, these Cancers will warn you. These Cancers will warn you before shit about to crack. Like, they'll let you know, like, are you sure you want this? Because I ain't hesitant. I'll give you this ass whooping if you need it right now. I'm just letting you know before this ass whooping come. Do you want this? Because they don't back. And the reason I said they could be content meeting confrontation, because it'll say this is a Cancer that they fought a lot when they were young. Like, they just got into a lot of fights and shit, which this be happening with the Mars and Pluto Cancer. Y'all be getting into a lot of fights and shit. It might be fights with y'all family members, but definitely, you know, a lot of rumbles and scrumbles with motherfuckers in your neighborhood, middle school, elementary school. And it'll take this Cancer a while to realize, yo, this is not cool. Like, I don't need to be a warrior for my emotions every circumstance. It takes this Cancer a while to realize that. Okay? So that's why I say they could be content. And this is what we don't want to be. This is what we don't want to be content with. Because the more you guys are comfortable meeting confrontation, you have to understand y'all ruled by the moon regardless. And you guys attract a lot of what y'all emotional intent is on. So you will just keep attracting situations dealing with confrontation. So it's not about letting people know that you're not soft. It's not about letting people know that you don't play that when it comes to emotional well-being. It's about understanding, placing your emotional well-being or emotional intent in another place for you not even have to deal with them situations and being able to approach them situations wiser. All right, but y'all all gonna learn that anyways. Y'all be learning that. So, all right. So that's what we dealing with there. And some celebrities I got here. We got Nikola Tesla, Nelson Mandela, 50 Cent, Kevin Hart, Will Ferrell, and Dave Chappelle's moon. He's a Virgo, but his moon falls into this degree. Okay, so we definitely got some comedian cancers that fall into this 10 through 20 degree over here, and you know, you got 50 Cent. 50 Cent. I mean, you can see his reserved energy. If you ever watched, besides what you know, 50 Cent, if you ever watched Get Rich or Die Trying, just when he acts, he has such a reserved way, and I think he a better actor than he get credit for, to be honest with you, as far as what from the films that I've seen from him. And Nikola Tesla, like when we talk about longevity, once again with these cancers, Nikola Tesla, for the scientist he was, and it's like a lot of these things, these theories and the things that he was testing and learning, like these things deal with a longevity, long-term approach with a lot of these things. So these cancers have that. They have that durability. They have that endurance. Okay. And we got the 20 through 30 degree cancers. 20 through 30 degree cancers. These cancers are ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. These are your Piscean cancers. Okay. We know Jupiter is how you learn from your experiences. It brings spiritual expansion, all right? It brings wisdom. Jupiter is dealing with, you know, it's a very esoteric energy, and it's placing you in experiences for you to spiritually expand, all right, whatever you're learning. So, and Neptune, all right, is dealing with your imagination, your subconscious, your fantasies, all right, illusions, how you tap into your creative source, all right? It's dealing with your spiritual essence. So when we look at these cancers, and we already know the 20 to 30 degree cancer is dealing with more of an elderly like energy, right? So these cancers are super intuitive and spiritual. It's really spiritual cancers are in this decon right here. Okay. And when I say spiritual, they're very philosophical. Now, Cancer's already, Jupiter's exalted in Cancer, so all Cancer's already going to have some wisdom. And they're going to be able to look at things from a bigger, broader perspective. It gets cloudy a little bit when heavy emotion is involved, but they are building a lot of emotional intelligence by default in this lifetime based off their experiences they're attracting. However, these Cancers definitely know how to look at the bigger picture of things. These Cancers, when they experience things that impact their feelings and emotions, they get into real philosophical mode about it. They try to understand what does it mean? Why did I attract this situation? What was I supposed to learn from this heartbreak? What was I supposed to learn from me having to whoop this motherfucker ass at Walmart today? Like, why was I placed in that position to whip their ass? Like, this is everything with Jupiter and Neptune gonna have that spiritual outlook on it. And when we talk about spirituality, you know, spirituality is you being able to understand that you're a spirit in a body, to understand that you're experiencing, to understand, you know, situations in your life mean things. So people that have heavy Jupiter energy are just naturally doing this in life. They're gonna resonate with what's for them. They're going to end up spiritually expanding, gaining more wisdom in this lifetime without having to get a fucking tarot reading, astrology reading, okay? Because they're already looking at life from a bigger, broader perspective. You don't get too caught up in your emotions or thoughts about what's going on in your circumstances. These Cancers understand that. These Cancers definitely understand that, all right? they study emotional well-being deeply. So these cancers, when they was growing up in a home environment, if they seen their parents argued, or if they seen they personally clashed with one of their family members a lot, these things will dawn on their mind, and they'll try to understand why things is that way. Okay. Can be very superstitious. These cancers can be very superstitious. They can add meaning and reasoning to everything. Okay, they can have spiritual patterns on why they do things, spiritual routines around why they do things. Okay, and but yes, very superstitious. Can be one of the more optimistic cancers, especially when teaching, preaching. All right, so these cancers can be preachers. They can get into preach mode, and they preach with emotion. So this is why people will gravitate towards them. It's like it's so much emotional conviction behind their belief, behind what they have faith in, behind their goal, their dream, their aspiration, and when they express it, it just light people the fuck up. It gives people a whole new sense of inspiration and a broad perspective of looking at things. But it could get preachy, so be careful of that, my 20 to 30 degree cancers. But super optimistic cancers, so it could be real enlightening, and it's like they always got a gem or a story to give you to uplift you from what you're going through in some type of shape or form. All right, so if y'all got friends, family members, or whatever, or if you're a 20 to 30 degree cancer, you know this about yourself. You know you're always trying to find that gem to give to somebody else so they can look at their circumstances from a more optimistic, all right, glass half full type of perspective, point of view. And yeah, so these are your 20 to 30 degree cancers. Robin Williams, Wendy Williams, Vin Diesel, the O.J. Simpson, all 20 to 30 degree cancer. I ain't go that hard looking for celebrities. I just jotted a couple of down that came to mind. I actually caught a couple for 10 to 20. So these are the different decans that we deal with when we're looking at the cancers. All right, so shout out to my cancers and all that and all that and all that. Now, my Scorpios. All right, my Scorpios. Now, Scorpio is fixed water, ruled by Mars and co-ruled by Pluto. Okay, all the generational planets co-rule the constellations. Now, being fixed water, this is the intent of understanding how to fixate your emotions before relating them to others. So Scorpios are always either transforming their emotions, transforming how they deal with it, finding different ways to become comfortable, and they're experiencing things that's transforming the emotions, and they're having to learn how to cultivate these things. They're learning how to turn this, cultivate it, transform it, transmute it into something higher. All right, more so a passion, more so a goal. Okay, ruled by Mars and Pluto, birthed out the 8th house. You know, Mars and Pluto dealing with your passions, goals, desires. So when we're looking at Scorpio, this is Mars in its feminine energy. All right, all planets gonna have a masculine and feminine side besides the sun and the moon. Okay, so when Mars is here in its feminine energy, it's not like Aries. It doesn't push out the passions and express it, you know, off the sight and feel of things. It's water, so it sinks in the emotion. It sinks in the passion. It adds more time into the passion. All right, is looking more long term when to execute these things. So Scorpios are always going through a motion of trying to pin pocket when they're about to execute or push out something that they're passionate about. And this is why they can act in extremes a lot, because sometimes, you know, they may hone in on certain things for a little minute, and then the opportunity come out to push out, and not the opportunity they wanted, but in some type of shape or form they got to express something that may have been built a little bit. So they're learning how to find that balance of how they deal with that emotion. Okay, but very passionate. Okay, have a lot of substance to them. So these are deep individuals. Okay, with the way they think and their approach to life, you know, on a subconscious level. So when we look at 0 through 10 degrees Scorpios, these are your Mars Pluto Scorpios. Okay, raw in the flesh with how they deal with their passions and desires, aggressive with how they connect to these things. All right, so I want to say these cancers are the most reserved and vulnerable dealing with the emotions. All right, these are the Scorpios that you know, they go through probably the most transformation of the emotions. They probably go through the most transformation of the emotions, and a lot of it has to do because they are very 0 to 10 young-minded with connecting to what they're passionate about. So early on in life, they start learning, God damn, I gotta think a little bit before I see something I desire and try to go manifest that. And I gotta look behind the scenes a little bit more. I know better than that. And they already subconsciously deal with behind the scenes 8th house energy, but the passions will have them connect to something real quick, and they have to understand, like, damn, that shit just put me in the light. That shit just exposed me. I can't be doing that all the time. So these Scorpios are real reserved and vulnerable how they deal with their passions and emotions, period, with that extra emphasis of Mars here. Once again, we know Mars is dealing with your intentions behind the scenes. Okay, so this Scorpio is gonna deal with longevity. Like, they're gonna have a lot of things that they're passionate about, and it's gonna like, okay, I'm gonna stay the course with this, that. They understand the marathon, but they can definitely have their times expressing in extremes because of how reserved they are with the emotions. Of when they're being that passionate, that means they are holding that much in, because they're water. So being so passionate, they hold so much passion in. So the more passion you hold in, the more reserved. It's like Scorpios feel like they're protecting their passions and goals by not putting it out there. Like, that's how they feel for the most part. So this is why they can play on a lot of extremes. They hold a lot in, all right? Be real goal oriented, these Scorpios. They can hold a super grudge and cling on to things, all right? So you guys got to be careful what you guys choose to cling on to, attach to, based off the name of a desire. All right. Shout out to the OG. All right, my teacher, Dolo the Pilot Man, and he speaks a lot about Scorpios in a relationship with their desires, and he speaks a lot about desires in totality when we talk about spirituality. And our desires are the very things that can be our doom. So we got to be very careful, especially all of us, but especially my 0 through 10 Scorpios. You have to truly understand where your desires are at, size them up, and understand the length that you're willing to go for the things that you desire. And you got to be careful about the grudges you guys hold, because you guys can deal with longevity on a positive and negative scale. And it would be negative with you guys, the way you guys could hold on to a grudge or a situation that didn't go in your favor. All right, you understand? You got to understand that you're here to transmute, cultivate them type of situations, and direct it right back to what is it that you got on task. Okay, you guys are super determined, so don't allow that grudge or that situation, because with all that determination and passion, you guys are just fueling that situation more, potentially about to reel in another situation like that. Okay, so these are like my 0 through 10 Cancers. Then we got my 10 through 20, I keep saying Cancers, my 0 through 10 Scorpio, excuse me guys. Now we have our 10 through 20, all right, my 10 through 20 Scorpios. Jupiter, Neptune, Pisces, and Scorpios. So now these Scorpios are very playful. These Scorpios are very playful, and they're more the lighthearted Scorpios. All right, they could these Scorpios can see that they're about to enter a situation that might involve them having deep emotion or heavy emotion or resentment about something, and they could either prevent them. They could either shift their mindset about the situation before going in there, so they feel like they don't have to do that much work detaching and not holding a grudge after. Or if they do manifest situations where they experience that deep emotion or whatnot, that heavy emotion or whatnot, they do a great job being able to see the brighter side of these things. So this is like where the maturity starts. The maturity of the 10 through 20 degree adult like Scorpio kicks in here. They have an expanding factor to them. So when they experience these things with the deep emotions, they're able to start looking at the bigger, broader picture, seeing how they can expand on it, seeing what gems is there to take out of it. These Scorpios, they can let things clear. They can they can let things clear with emotional stability. They let go easier. Letting go is not the easiest thing for Scorpios, let alone water signs. But this Deacon, all the Jupiter constellations with all the Jupiter Decans with the water signs deal way better with letting go of the emotion, all right, and having more of a broad perspective of looking at it. Don't matter if it's 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 0 to 10. These Scorpios like to express their wisdom about the encounters with people, places, and things that they were connected to that have transformed them. So these Scorpios, when they've been in situations that's transformed their emotions, transformed, may have been traumatic situations, overall transformative situations in their life, turbulent situations, they live to inspire others and enlighten others, to have people understand you can make it through these situations. Like that just be God, bro. Like these is them Cancers. I mean, yo, where the Cancer spirit at? Where you at? Did you? I thought I spent a good enough time on y'all in this video. Y'all wanted me to spend more time on y'all? Can y'all let me do Scorpio right now? Alright, thank you, Cancer Spirit. Thank you. Anyways, so my Scorpios. Yeah, you guys, man, you do a way better job, being able to let go. And like I said, have that strong spiritual intention. Letting people know that's God that put you through a situation to overcome that and build yourself up from that. These Scorpios right here. Okay. Now, moving on to my 20 through 30 degree Scorpios. These Scorpios is ruled by the moon. Now, the thing about the moon, the moon is debilitated in Scorpio. The moon is debilitated in Capricorn. When it's in Scorpio, it's in its fall state because it's opposite from its exaltation, Taurus. So when it's in Scorpio, it's damn near non-existent and plays out in extremes. So this is why Scorpios play out in extremes with their emotions, period. This is why whenever a planet is in its fall state, shout out once again to the OG Dolo, the pilot man, he calls the fall states sleep. When a planet is sleep, and this is like the perfect correlation to it because it's basically the planet in its subconscious energy. All right, this is where the planet is resting at. It's playing out more subconscious energies. And when you're in your dreams, you do things you never thought you could do. You do play out a lot of illusions. So this is like, could be a cloudy space for that energy. So overall, when Scorpios deal with the moon energy, that shit could be sleep. That shit could be snoozing when it comes to reacting and responding to the emotions, which is the moon. Okay, it's not easy for a Scorpio. And sometimes when they do it, when they are able to connect the emotions with others, that shit feel like a dream. It's like, did that really just happen? Did I really just have the ability to do that? So it's this type of energy. So when we look at the 20 to 30 degree Scorpio, these Scorpios will express how they feel, and they're serious about very compassionate something. But once again, they will express how they feel. They are going to open up the Jupiter and Neptune Cancer express how they feel and connects the emotion as well. But the 20 to 30 degree I can't believe I just said Cancer again. The 20 to 30 degree Scorpio, they're open to that vulnerability as well, to connecting the emotion. They are open to it. They look at it as, because we know the Cancerian moon energy is dealing with reacting and responding, and this Scorpio feels like there's something to learn. There's a duty for them to have to be able to react and respond to their emotions no matter how deep it is. So now this is like where that wisdom comes in with this type of Deacon, in a way. The way they could address the things that impact the emotions and deal with the vulnerability, have to for the aim and the goal to get back comfortable with the emotions. Okay. I'm mad I can't finish what I understand what I wrote in this end sentence. Serious about, very compassionate. Man, I'm crazy, y'all. I'm crazy. Y'all should know that by now. They don't want others around them in heavy emotion, because it could be a bit too overwhelming and sensitive for this Scorpio. So they definitely, that's another thing that this Scorpio has in common with the Jupiter Neptune 10 through 20 degree Scorpio. This is another thing they have in common. They make it their duty to uplift you with the emotions as well. All right, they make it their duty to try to connect to you, and sometimes these Scorpios will like, like, it's not lying and it's not like gassing it, but it's like the moon deal with nurturing and connection. So these Scorpios will damn near tell their friend or sibling that, you know, yeah, I've been through what you've been through before, boom, 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 and they haven't, but because they could feel that deeply, damn near feel like they could experience what is it that their friend or siblings tell them that's a turbulent situation in their lives, and they have a way of truly connecting with others and making people feel like, damn, I ain't the only one that experienced this transformation of the emotions or this turbulent transformative situation in my life. They have that sense of nurturing to them. These Scorpios can really connect with you on a deep level. More open about dealing with vulnerability, connecting the emotion, connected to the home, and seeks you guys definitely seek intimacy in the home. These Scorpios, these Scorpios are super affectionate and super cuddly. All right, these Cancers. These Cancers, once y'all start dating and once y'all open up to each other and start being intimate, male or female, Scorpios. I can't get that mad that I'm saying Cancer still, because we actually talking about the Cancer Deacon. But these Scorpios, once they get to connect with somebody on an intimate level and there's an exchange of private energies, like they could just make it their responsibility to nurture this situation and make you feel at home. And like these Scorpios, they man nurturing, period. All right, so these are like the decons we dealing with Scorpio. And last but not least, shout out to my Pisces. All right, so we know Pisces is mutable water, ruled by Jupiter, co-ruled by Neptune. So this is being adaptable, changeable towards how you deal with the emotions in the subconscious and other people's emotions, but also dealing with it from a bigger, broader perspective, having some wisdom, you know, some emotional intelligence. Arguably the most creative sign in the Zodiac. Alright, very spiritual, naturally spiritual, esoteric side. So when we look at the 0 through 10 Pisces, these are Jupiter, Neptune Pisces. Alright, young with the imagination and illusions. Okay, hold on. Yeah, these Pisces, they have such a philosophical, imaginative view to the world. These Cancers connected heavy to cartoons and their favorite, all of that, cartoons and creative outlets when they were in the home and family environment. And natural artists, painters, rappers, singers, songwriters, poets. They can't help it. They goddamn can't help it. Life is imagination for them. And that is like their hugest tool. I mean, this is for all Pisces, for real. Like all your imagination, for you guys. For all of us, man. For all of us. Every single one of us, we have to understand that's one of our powers here, is our imagination. And it doesn't matter whether you're hearing it from me, whether you're hearing it from Dolo, whether you're hearing it from an author of a Law of Attraction book. It don't matter if you're hearing it from Stuart Wilde, if you're hearing it from Warren Buffett. Your imagination, your belief, your faith, these factors gotta be the ingredients to what you're trying to manifest. And these Pisces, they gonna have that. They gonna have some belief and faith. They gonna have an imagination. they're going to use that more than anything. That's where the problem is, being the young Pisces. Relying on your imagination and the subconscious so much, and you know, having to understand how that plays a part in your reality. Okay, these Pisces get lost the most, all right, in their illusions and imagination. So you have to understand that. But you guys are going to be naturally super intuitive, these Pisces. Okay, like the Pisces constellation is spiritual as hell, but these 0 to 10 Pisces, y'all damn near, it's like all of y'all damn near incarnated here with some wisdom, man. Y'all do a lot of spiritual shit, and y'all be having a lot of spiritual experiences and like spiritual like awakening experiences when y'all pretty young, these Pisces. Mega compassionate, very compassionate, and have a super sacrificial element to them. You guys could be so compassionate and have the most potential to get drained by others, by the way you put yourself before others, by the ways you put yourself out there to connect to others, the way you guys go out your way to mend relationships, find balance to situations between connecting emotion to others. Yep, you guys can get drained. You guys can overcompensate in that area. You have to be wise how y'all deal with that, man. All right, y'all can't be sacrificing yourself for every situation in your life. You can't be taking the back seat for every situation just because you're considerate of others' emotions. Is gonna just manifest more situations for that to take place. Okay, so you gotta understand that. You guys definitely have to learn how to deal with discernment with y'all emotions. All right, you guys can love, and feel uncomfortable single or lacking another party to connect with. All right. Yes, so that is very, very important to understand here with you Pisces, especially y'all that haven't had like frequent dating experiences until you probably was older, probably you was an adult or something, and then you really feel love for the first time, or you connect heavy with the first time. These are the situations y'all need to deal with the most discernment. All right, and relationships and love are all experiences that we go through for us to learn about ourselves, to spiritually expand. Soul tie, twin flame, soulmate, either one, we learning from all of those. They're all experiences for us to learn, all experiences that your spirit placed you in. But you know, these Pisces could take some time working over that heartbreak with these Pisces. It could start affecting way too many things in your lives based off of how y'all start to drown in emotion in this one thing. So, you know, with these type of experiences, you have to truly understand discernment and truly tap into that, you know, that concept of understanding this. It was an experience, and in some type of shape or form there was something you had to learn with the emotions. But this is why you guys gonna attract them situations the most, because of how open y'all are with the emotions and connecting them to others. All right, my 0 through 10 young Pisceans, my young creative spiritual Pisceans. Now 10 through 20, just want to make sure who I had written down for some of these, because I know some people all right, my 10 through 20 Pisces. Now these Pisces are ruled by the moon. Okay, I just lost my notes. Okay, so yeah, these Pisceans are ruled by the moon. Let me get a vibe on right now, so we can finish up strong. Alright. 10 through 20 Pisceans ruled by the moon. This is the Cancer-like Piscean. So these Pisces wear emotions on their sleeve, and they're aggressive, alright, when it comes to placing their emotional intent on things. So this Pisces, when it comes to their creativity and their imagination, when it comes to the, you know, something they want to connect to, they can do it aggressively. This Pisces, they can do these things real aggressively. All right, they can express the emotion aggressively here. These Pisces, they don't hold their tongue. These Pisces, all right. There's a strong emotional intent in how they work on their dreams. or aspirations and can pour into others not expecting back. All right. So, these Pisces, all Pisces have to learn to it's like a continuous lesson of understanding how their imagination plays a part in reality and finding the connection of both and finding ways to make the both of them meet. And the intent to express the creativity for these Pisces is strong. Is strong. You have to remember, if the moon is influenced here, the moon is dealing with reacting and responding, but the Pisces constellation is dealing with your dreams, is dealing with your imagination, is dealing with the subconscious, is birthed out the 12th house, is dealing with how you connect to the collective consciousness. So these Pisces do it with a strong intent. They connect to the collective and consciousness with a strong intent. That's how they feel. That's how they feel like they have to react and respond. But the energies that they use it through is Pisces energies, creativity, art, all right, music, poetry. So they get that out. They're gonna get this out. They're gonna get their creative attributes out, all right, because they feel the duty to react and respond to these things. Okay, and real compassionate here too, but they deal with the 0 through 10 and 10 through 20 Pisces Decans both wear emotions on their sleeve, but the 10 through 20 degree one, it's quicker to show the to deal with the discernment with the emotions. So when I say they wear the emotions on the sleeve, the 0 through 10 Pisces could be a bit more optimistic. The 10 through 20 Pisces is quicker to let you know that they're not playing around though, and they're way more, like I said, they don't hold their tongue. So with that being said, they're also quicker to let you know, like, yeah, I don't play that with my emotions. I don't play that with my dreams. I don't play that with the person I'm connected to. Yeah. All right. So these are your 10 through 20 degree Pisces. And then when we look at our 20 through 30 degree Pisces, these are your Mars Pluto ruled Pisces, our more elder, mature Pisces. And these Pisces are very determined with their dreams, longevity with their dreams and their imagination. Now they could be in the lab a lot, they could be working a lot on them. Okay, they're really passionate about their dreams and their imagination, but they have to learn to embrace experimenting, connecting them, expressing them. Sometimes they could be reserved with what they want to express to the world in a creative way. These Pisces have a lot of endurance working for their goals and what they're creatively working on. So you will notice Pisces while they're 15, and you will and if you move and come back to your neighborhood, don't be surprised they 24 and you seen they got from point A to B what they dreaming, their aspirations and whatnot. You like, damn, you was serious about this shit before I moved. They're like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna die for my art. Fuck wrong with you? And then y'all stop talking again. You see this Pisces again when they 30. You like, they get from point A to B a little bit more. You like, damn, okay, you really die for this shit. The 10 to 20 degrees, like they imagination, they creativity, their aspirations. They can meet a lot of anger and frustration when people play with blockages, dealing with these things. So these Scorpio influenced Pisces also do deal with more discernment with the emotions. Okay, they also deal with more discernment, but once again, they're gonna meet that anger and frustration. That's why, like these type of Pisces, if they're like athletes or artists and they have like a coach or whatnot, like they're talented or whatnot, but they got a coach that's doing too much. They have a coach that they start feeling like their coach is starting to do more than being a coach. This 20-30 degrees good. They gonna be. It's gonna get to a point where they're gonna have to, release that deep intention that they had in their head about if they wanted to express how you be ODing or not, and it's gonna get lashed out in the extreme if this coach or this mentor or whatever keep pushing aggressively or whatnot. You don't want to push these Pisces. These Pisces will flip on your ass. You don't want to push these Pisces. All right. Because these Pisces have to tell themselves not to beat your ass. Like they gotta be like, all right, chill. Don't entertain that. Don't entertain that dark thought. Don't flip right now. Don't go to extremes right now. But damn, they start seeing all the illusions and all the imagination of how they could just drag your ass up and down the block. And these Pisces don't like being provoked. But once they jump into a feeling of having to see confrontation, they could kind of lose themselves a bit. So they could kind of not want to fight you, and then when they start fighting you, they start whipping your ass way more than they wanted to. And then they telling their friend like, yeah, I didn't want to do that shit, but I just jumped into my imagination. I wasn't even there when I was whooping his ass. That type of shit with these Pisces. So you don't want to play with these Pisces. Don't play with them. Don't play with these Pisces, alright? They're motherfucking warriors for their dreams and their imagination. Okay? And they're gonna have a cool, calm, collective temperament to them as well. Because they don't play about their emotions neither. Alright, family? So, y'all already know what it is. It's your guy, Boro, the Lucky Libra. If you made it all the way to this video, go ahead and drop a like. Go ahead and subscribe if you ain't already subscribed and all that. Y'all go ahead and check out the Patreon where we're diving deep with more exclusive content, celebrity synastry breakdowns. And on that platform, this is where I'm able to take more requests, dealing with certain things you guys want to learn. And as you know, it's really designed as a school to help people, understand how to read the chart and come into their own astrology-like abilities themselves, on top of monthly classes. So y'all go ahead and make sure y'all check that out. But until next time, we picking it up and wrapping it up with my my air signs. Ooh, we saved the air signs for last. So we're gonna be breaking down the 3 decans of each air sign, my Aquarius, Geminis, and Libras. And until next time, family, peace.